Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome! My name is Luna, and this is Dark Souls, the original. Welcome back to Dark Souls, the original, with me, Luna, and I'm here at Firelink Shrine, and you may have noticed, the first thing to tell you is that the mouse cursor is no more. It has been removed. I've used Dark Souls Fix, DS Fix, just to do that, basically. Just to get rid of that bloody thing. Because it drives me crazy. In other news, I was doing some editing, and I noticed that on some of the recordings I'd done for upcoming episodes, the sound was just really bad. And what I mean by that is that the game sounds were drowning out the sounds of my lovely talking voice, so that just won't do. And what I've done is I've created a new character, and this is that character. It's pretty much a similar character to the last one, and I've got pretty much the same things. Now I am using the Claymore +5 at the moment as my preferred weapon. After playing on the other character for probably a third of the game, I was noticing that there were some serious issues with the halberd pertaining to hit detection. Sometimes I just was going straight through enemies and wasn't hitting them, and it was costing me dearly. It was really costing me dearly. So fuck that. The halberd's not going to get used. This claymore is going to get used. And also I got extremely lucky at the beginning of the game, and I managed to pick up this. I will show you. The Black Knight halberd, which is a completely different beast altogether. Now the thing with this one is that it needs 32 strength, which means the strength requirement, if you can see on the right hand side, my strength is 21. If I two-hand a weapon, I get an extra 50% strength bonus. So if I two-hand a weapon, my strength is 31.5. So I am 0.5 strength away from being able to two-hand this bad boy. It's very heavy. It's an awesome weapon, possibly the best weapon in the game, but you know, that's just a matter of preference really. Very good weapon, and you will be seeing that will come out. The Gargoyle Tower Axe I have, and Uchi, I'm gonna level that up because I will probably boss weapon that thing, and that's pretty much it. Crest Shield for stamina regen. I've got the border side shield, and yeah, so that is that. Now we were going to go down to Blight Town the back way. Now before we go down there, there is one ring that I really want to get, and that is going to help my movement down there. Because it's all water, and it's just nasty and horrible. So we're going to do that. Those guys are there now. We can chat to them on the way back maybe. Okay, so we are going to go back to the asylum, and that means that we have to go through here. Just step off around here, and just a little roll should do the trick here. Whee! Oh my god, I nearly went off it then. Alright, I'm so wary about this. There was a survey done by FromSoft, I believe, and they showed percentages of deaths in the Dark Souls games, and something like 70% of player deaths in all of the games were caused by falling, which does not surprise me. Alright, so now I'm pretending to be an egg, And while I pretend to be an egg, I can have a drink. This is so weird. Aha, here we go. And here comes Mama Crow. And she is going to fly me back to the starting area, the Undead Asylum. Now the Undead Asylum has changed since we went out of there at the beginning of the game. There are extra enemies there. There's a couple of Black Knights. There's a few hollows that you'll see down there with the torches. And there's also the boss, which we did see right at the beginning of the game, who looks like the tutorial boss. You can now fight that guy, but we ain't going to do that because he will kick my ass right now. I am just not ready for that. And all I want is the ring at this point, so I will be coming back here for some other stuff, but at the moment I just want the ring. God, I seem to be moving extremely slowly here. Alright, so that's that. Also around here, is it around here? I believe it's around here. Is it? No. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's a bird's nest over there. You can drop shit in that nest and get stuff. Ain't gonna do that now either. So that's stuff I'm not gonna do. All I'm doing is coming for the ring. Now, if I walk on that floor, it will collapse and it will take me to an encounter with the boss, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go around the edge, nice and safely. And I'm moving extremely slowly here. Some frame rate issues, I believe. Come on, baby. Get your ass over here. Okay, something else. The guy who gave me the key that got me out of my cell at the beginning of the game and then died, and he told me that he would hate to harm me after death. Well, he will try to harm me now. He is in here. He's completely hollow, and now he's after me. So he moves. He does fat rolls and stuff, but he hits pretty hard, and he drops a really good shield. So I'm going to try to get some backstabs in this guy if I can. There we go. The Claymore does some pretty good damage, and it does stun enemies pretty well. I'm stuck against the bloody thing there. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. He knows I want to backstab him, so he's just going to be a pain in the balls, I believe. Take it, bitch. And he's dead. And that is the Crest Shield, which is a nice shield. I believe it's good for magic defense. So we're going to go back up here. Oh fuck, the boulder resets. I forgot about the boulder resetting. I forgot about the boulder resetting. Okay. Yeah, the frame rate seems to be pretty shocking here. Okay. Okay, we'll take this guy out. And now there are 2 knights in here instead of the 1. Fuck. Bitch. And he's dead. So now I can open up this door with the key that was on the roof of the building in Filing Shrine near the elevator, and that will give me access to this item, which is the rusted iron ring. And the rusted iron ring helps you with movement speed in water, basically. Improves balance on poor footing. Basically means that you don't get slowed down when you're in water, and I'm going to need that because Blight Town is full of water. Now that is that. I'm going to show you a little glitch that you can do to duplicate things. Anything with a yes/no answer. So, like, for instance, let's put this on the bar. Homeward bone. So when you go to use a homeward bone, it will ask you yes or no. So anything with a yes/no answer you can duplicate in this game. Because I'm female, I have to two-hand my weapon. If I was male, I would only have to use one hand, but it's not a big deal. It's kind of strange, but there you go. So what you do is you do a movement. For me, it's easier to just jump back. And in the animation of jumping back, you push the X button, which would be, or the blue button, to use the homeward bone, and then you quickly push the start button. So it goes something like this. Back, X, start, and then you go to your Estus Flask, use item, and then it takes you to this, which is to use the homeward bone. So yes, I will use it. You will see I've got 3 homeward bones. I'll use that. I'm back at Firelink Shrine, and I still have 3 homeward bones. So yes, that's how you dupe things in Dark Souls. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, so before I go down to Blight Town, there is one more thing I have to do, and that is this weapon needs to be modified to take it to +6. Once it's at +6, I will be able to upgrade it myself to +10, because I have the smith box for armor and weapons. But the Ascension from 5 to 6 and 10 to 11 can only be done through the blacksmith. And to do this from 5 to 6, I need large titty shards. So large titty shards are what I'm going to be needing now, and I have one because I got one by the channeler. By the Pussy Dragon boss, just above it there was a bunch of rats and a channeler, and there was a large titty shard there. I actually had to go back to get it with this character because I didn't pick it up first time round. But that's all good, I've got it, and so now I'm going to make the Claymore +6. Fantastic.
Don't get yourself killed.
So that is that. Now I can run back to Firelink Shrine, and I shouldn't have rested at that bonfire. Then I could have just honed the bone it. But that's all good. I'll just run back to Firelink Shrine, and then we'll make our way down to the depths. Or the depths. Blight Town. Blight Town. So let's do that. Alright, just before we go to Blight Town, oh, by the way, I uninstalled DS Fix because it was messing around with my frame rates, which means you may see the little cursor thingy on the screen every now and again, and I'm sorry about that, but I need my frame rate. So there's these dudes and this princess here, so let's talk to her.
You are undead as well. We've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
She goes on about how it's so fucking urgent, and yet she just sits here like this anyway.
Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks?
Fuck you, bitch, or I want to hit you so
uncouth
bad. So she and these are her bodyguards.
What you look awfully raggedy.
Thank you.
Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for... Oh, you again. What business have you? Don't suppose we can help, though. We accompany my lady on her righteous mission. It is quite a chore, but I'm stuck with her. And Nico, too. I can't very well abandon them now.
So, yeah, this guy is supposed to be protecting Milady, as he calls her. But he doesn't seem very happy about it. He says he's stuck with her, and he's stuck with this guy as well. It's like, this is not what he wants to be doing.
Oh, you again. What business? Don't suppose we can...
So that's that guy, and this guy, that's all he has to say. And Petrus.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was if you...
That was weird. Yeah, but that's Petrus. He's going to be going with them. But we'll see him again later. So anyway, now it is the time to... There's our fire dude there. It's time to go down to the... Blight Town. I just keep wanting to say the depths. I mean Blight Town. We're going to Blight Town. Alright. Now, can I level up? I'm not quite. It's okay. This is going to be pretty much a run through now, so I'm going to just drop down here. And at the beginning of the game, we got the master key. And the master key, the main thing, I mean, it does unlock quite a few things, but the main thing is it unlocks a back passageway into Blight Town, which allows you to skip most of the area, and the area is just horrendous. It's somewhere that you really, I mean, yeah, you should do it once, but yeah, I just watched this guy, apparently. You definitely, you want to be skipping that area. I mean, you know, go through it once, see how horrendous it is. This door here is opened with the master key. We came down here, or I came down here near the beginning of the game. So now if we go down here, we are heading into Blight Town. And I am pretty much going to run past everything here and get straight to the bonfire. These guys can drop dung pie and their clubs, which are poison. They hit pretty hard, but they're not tough really. So here we are in Blight Town. One of the things about this area is legendarily a bad frame rate. Awful, but hopefully would be okay for us. Those things, we'll talk about those a bit later. Boing, boing. There are guys here that fire blow darts that are toxic, and you do not want to get hit by those bitches. There's one over there above my head, near my head. There's also these, well, you'll see all of the enemies. The blow dart guys, we're going to have to take a few of them out, because there is a Firekeeper soul that I want to upgrade my Estus Flask with, but I'm going to need some of that blooming purple moss for that. These guys breathe, I don't know what it is. It looks like fire, but I don't think it is. Some kind of nastiness. Okay, so I've been invaded by an NPC here. Man-eater Mildred. She's not really too bad. Okay, here she comes. She drops a very good weapon, actually. A good strength weapon. But she is just insanely easy to backstab. And parry as well, if parrying is your thing. It ain't mine. So there you go, a couple of backstabs and she's dead. These things are a serious pain in the ass. Oh my fucking god. An absolute ballsache for these things. And they just spawn constantly. Absolutely constantly. My first problem with the halberd that I was using was with those guys, because I could not fucking hit them. So I got humanity there, and did I get the giant machete? I don't know. This is a dragon scale, and this will upgrade dragon weapons, like the weapons that you get from cutting off the towers of bosses, basically. And I have a couple of those now. Oh, that's the weapon there. No, that's the humanity and the butcher knife. Alright. So let's light this one up. And we're going to rest up, and we're going to kindle this to +10. Now I'm going to do a quick run through of this area. There is a few bosses. One boss in particular to ring the second bell. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade my sword, and the upgrade materials that I need at the moment are large TD shards, and they are all in this area. This area is all poison, which is just absolutely beautiful, but it does have, see, all of this water will slow you down so fucking much, but the ring that I got allows me to just run straight through it, which is just fantastic, because yeah, this can be really slow going. These slug things, they drop, or they have a chance to drop large titanite shards, and also green titanite shards. There you go, there's one there. Green titanite shards are for magic and faith, and I think fire weapons, upgrading them. So yeah, all of this this water is just a real pain in the nuts to navigate through without the ring. With the ring, it's just super speedy, and you want to be super speedy. You don't want to be wasting too much time when you're doing farming runs, especially here, because yeah, the poison and all the rest of it. I haven't had a drop yet, but actually probably what I should do is get my humanity up to, my soft humanity to 10. So you see on the top left there, when I'm at 10, it's basically maxing out my item discovery drop Great. There are a couple of things that will improve it. The covetous gold serpent ring, which I won't get into a little later. And there's also one of those mimic chests that you can wear on your head. Oops. And I don't think I've ever actually found that thing. Or used it anyway. So this is the run. I'll just show you the run. This is nice. I can just destroy these guys in one hit. There are a couple of shards like that one that are just lying around, but obviously I'm only going to be able to get them once. I haven't had a single drop, have I, from these guys yet? That's fine. Not a single drop. Okay. This item is the server. The server is like a giant curved sword that replenishes your health as you take health from enemies, which sounds fantastic, and it's not bad, but it's not as good as it sounds, honestly. Not as good as it sounds. Still no drops here. You're pretty much perma-poisoned in this area. I do have the black leather gloves and pants on, which help against the poison, but not that much comfort yet. This guy's dropped something. If I can just pick it up. There we go. Large titty shard, just to prove that I'm not lying, that they do drop them. I think there's like a 1.75% chance, so it's not the biggest drop rate in the world. Obviously, having 10 soft humanity is definitely going to help. That thing up there as well, that takes you to another area. We won't bother with that right now. That's something for Ron later on. So I'm just going to come around here, and this is pretty much it. As far as these guys are concerned, I think this is actually the last one. And I got nothing from him. There is a couple of items now I'm going to grab. One is this one here. This is pretty cool. Poison Mist, Pyromancy, and the Pyromancer's Gear, which is extremely good at poison protection, so that's something there. And as you can see, we can just run straight back to the bonfire from here. I am not going to though, because I want to pick up a couple of things first. This large soul, and there's another item over here. Just going to grab these few things. Another large soul. Whoa, yeah, you can see these guys can do some damage. And I think you as a character are the same as the enemies in the game, in that excuse me, if you are suffering the effects of poison or toxic, you will take extra damage. And poisoned again. You're pretty much perma-poisoned in this place. I'm just running around here and grabbing the items. There's another large titty shard, and there is an item over there. That is the large club. And I might as well go and get it, I guess. It is actually a pretty good weapon. The clubs are always pretty good weapons in the Souls games. You just have to be careful with these pricks. Oh crap, that's not good. I've got too many things on me here. I've got too many things. I'm just going to run back to the bonfire. You'll have to take my word for it, but that's the larger club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around here. Look, someone's left their summon sign, that's nice. And I'm going to get my sword up to +10 just by doing some harvesting, and then we'll come back and take on the boss, so I'll see you then.